Good morning and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. I hope today finds you as well as it can be, considering it's Thursday. We're over the bad end of the week. We're almost onto the weekend, and a game this weekend that will make us forget about the Champions League, and it's a game that we need to win. It's funny seeing both sides of the story when it comes to Celtic. People completely angry and devastated, and the players saying that it should never happen again. But then there's a bit of realism in some of the comments that some of the players have been saying. And when you think about it, when they sat down and the draw came out and the dates for the draws came out, there'll be games that they would have known that they wouldn't have a chance to win. Let's be perfectly honest. Let's stop the fantasizing and let's stop the fanciful stuff that Celtic were going into this with a bit of hope and ambition to actually beat the team that made it to the Champions League final last year. We had no right to beat that team. And on current form, you may see, yeah, we had a chance. Did we? Really? Think about it. It's a sorry state of affairs when Callum McGregor has to apologise to supporters for the Champions League horror show. Callum McGregor apologising to the travelling support in Germany is it was an unacceptable result. Let's just say it was unacceptable. The result getting beat with such a high scoreline. It shows the inadequacy of the manager at times. The Celtic boss has been saying is just talk in Champions League, says one journalist. But I'm not going to listen to what Tom English says because he's a rugby man that's got into football and made himself the top man in the BBC. And that's the only time that Tom English will get any recognition because he's another knob-end journalist that just spouts pish against Celtic. Anyway, and the fact that Callum McGregor did apologise to the fans after the game, and the media brought up heavy defeats against Barcelona in 2016. 2016, Paris Saint-Germain, during his first charging spell, it shows the level that Scottish football is at. Arne Engels speaking to the German media, and the German media having a bit of dig about him for moving to Celtic, and him batting back questions and just not even. And look, it was a 7-1 defeat, he said to the German media. He says, but it was a heavy loss. It was simply a bad day at the office. That was it. Brendan Rodgers' men and the squad will pull together this week. There'll be nobody talking on social media. They'll get back to training. Well, they were back at training yesterday. They'll be back at training today, sorry. And they'll just get their heads down and get on with it and be focused for the game at the weekend. And that's what we need to do as fans. If anyone thought realistically that we were going to go to Germany and steal a result in Germany, no matter how bad they were playing, has to really look at it. I mean, some of the scoreline predictions before the game were ridiculous, I thought. I said on a good day, and I go back and look at the videos, I thought a good result of any kind would be a draw. I couldn't see us beating them. They're just far too good. Far too good. Anyway, another Celtic news that will keep the board happy is that there's a talk last night about Adidas and Celtic extending their deal. Now, usually about this time, after we've had Adidas for about 3 years now, it's usually about this time that Celtic decide to sort of change. It's about 3 or 4 year mark, isn't it? But it was looking like Adidas and Celtic are going to maintain the partnership. Of course it is. Celtic made 32 million or something last year off of Adidas selling merchandise. And I've even seen Celtic away strips in Spanish Adidas shops, which is crazy. The Spanish are even buying Celtic Adidas tops because it's Adidas and it's on the top. So Celtic originally announced a 5-year deal with Adidas. It was hailed as the biggest sponsorship kit ever. Generating as much money as we did last year. I think it was 29 million to 32 million or something. I can't remember, but it put us in the top 20 of best-selling kit clubs in Europe. As an indicator that Celtic and Adidas have got a great partnership. Not only have they brought out many, many strips this season, they bring out special edition strips. They bring out a shit ton of merchandise, and I can't complain. I'm wearing one of it. I think it's a fantastic top, and I actually seen an Adidas hoodie that looks like this. It looks like this. I seen an Adidas hoodie in one of the shops last week, and it looks exactly like this without the Celtic badge on it. So yeah, Adidas is even brought out Celtic trainers, didn't they? And like the Celtic fans will buy them up, and people will say, "Like, don't buy the merchandise, hit the board." Well, why you want to hit the board now? I mean, I'm coming into the idea that like the board have changed the way that the club is gearing up to European football, and hopefully that result will push the team on. Hopefully, we'll just push the team on. And I think that the away fans, and I know the away fans will do this, the away fans that go to all the away games will completely back the team when they get up to Ross County at the weekend. They will know it was a bridge too far, to pardon the pun, especially when you're in Germany. They will know that game was a bridge too far. The away games in Europe, this will be the day that we win away. It's never going to happen that much until we get a lot of things sorted out within the club. Tell me what you think in the comment section, because I just think that Celtic really need to get back on the horse, as they say, back on the bike. They've fallen off the bike in fantastic style. You've got to say the clean sheet record, Casper clean sheet Spikel. Needs to get back on it this weekend. Will it show teams in Scotland? Now, this is the big question. Has it shown teams in Scotland a way to play against Celtic and get a result? Can teams in Scotland mimic the one and only mighty? No, they can't. They can't. They just don't have it in them. Let's face it. Celtic will get back to their dominant way. Ross County away is always a hard game. Make sure to join me tonight at 8 p.m. And there'll be games on tonight, and there is a game on tonight. We'll do the live earlier. We'll do the live just around about 5:30 Celtic part time due to the games that are on this evening. And we'll talk about score predictions tonight and the team. Will the manager rotate the team after that performance? Will Paulo Bernardo be dropped back down to the bench? Will Rio Hatate come back into the fold in the starting lineup? Many people said, yeah, you should have started Rio Hatate. Well, there was pretty much the majority of Celtic fans wanted to start Paulo Bernardo. Will he change it up and bring back in the one and only Adam Ida from the start up in Ross County? Ross County do have quite some big players, but it's Ross County. It's Ross County away. Kyogo hasn't been on fire in away games recently, although he did score last weekend, a couple of cracking goals. It'll be interesting. Brendan Rodgers has said that he'll change it up a bit. I think that the one player that could be dropped is Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor could be dropped from the starting lineup, and the young Barcelona loanee will be brought in to just give him some more game time. I thought he was fantastic when he came on. Well, he wasn't fantastic. He was an improvement, a massive improvement on Greg Taylor. And it just shows you that we do miss Cameron Carter-Vickers, and the fact that Alistair Johnston came off again with that niggling back injury. Will he rest the one and only Alistair Johnston? You got to remember, there was only a few years ago that the big and only Bricky, Tony Ralston, scored a cracking goal, a cracking header late into injury time up at Ross County, which put us on the way to this nice little run that we're on. So make sure that you join us on the live tonight. We can all talk about it together. I think we need to just put the Germany result in the drawer that it's in and just leave it there. I'm sure the media will rank it out every now and again, and especially when the next game coming up in just a short time in Europe, it looks like it's going to be another game that's going to be really hard, and they won the Europa League. So yes, let's get back to just normal football. Let's enjoy the money from the Champions League. Let's invest a little bit more money from this year's Champions League into the team, into the squad, bringing in some better defenders, hopefully, in the next transfer window. I mean, is Trusty, yeah, he was off the boil, wasn't he? Trusty was that far off it. Let's just hope that Cameron Carter-Vickers is back this weekend.